I got a lot of comments at DreamHack that I'm taller than they expected me to be. Apparently I come off short in these videos, so I'm lowering the camera a little bit to... Anyway, let me know if it helps. About 2 to 3 months ago, I quit using Muxy as my stream alerts service. They'd fallen behind. Sometimes sub alerts wouldn't go through. It was lots of problems. Anyway, I had to pick between Streamlabs and StreamElements. Fortunately, I've used both Streamlabs and StreamElements in the past, so I had enough knowledge to kind of make a strong decision on one or the other. They're both solid services, by the way. One of them doesn't suck, while one of them's great, but there were about 5 things in particular that pushed me to join StreamElements. And I feel very good about my decision. For what I do, it has a lot of advantages, and I think those advantages apply to a lot of people. So we're gonna spend this video going over what those 5 advantages that I believe push StreamElements to be a better service are. StreamElements, upon learning that I had switched over to my platform, which makes sense, I've been very vocal about it, reached out to me and asked if they could sponsor a video on how to use obs.live, which is their OBS solution. Streamlabs has Streamlabs OBS, StreamElements has obs.live. I said, of course, absolutely, I'd be happy to do it as long as I can have the freedom to just talk about the platform as a whole and not make it just a strictly obs.live situation. So if throughout this video you've decided that StreamElements is the platform for you and you want to start using obs.live, there will be a tutorial at the end of how to install and use it. And honestly, if that's all you want, here's the time code. Feel free to jump to this point in the video and just watch that tutorial. My name is Harris Heller. I am your stream doctor, and today we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. We're gonna talk about advanced widgets, pre-made overlays and alerts, and how to protect yourself from chargebacks in your donations. Before we jump into this video, make sure you follow me on Twitch. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, except for this week and last week because of DreamHack, and I'm leaving for the airport for a red eye to New York, so missed today's stream also. But anyway, I normally stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes Saturday mornings, twitch.tv/Harris Heller, link in the description below. Feel free to follow me if you have any questions about any of this stuff or just kind of want to get some conversation rolling about it. Also, if you're looking for other people using StreamElements and similar services, feel free to jump in the Discord where we have an amazing community. We just hit partner, so the link is discord.gg/alphagaming. Also in the description down below. Cool, let's get started. The very first thing you'll notice when comparing the two, and the first thing that attracted me between StreamElements and Streamlabs, is that Streamlabs was the first one. They used to be called Twitch Alerts back in the day. Then when they started doing more things like YouTube and Mixer and Facebook gaming, they opened it up. They had to start calling it Streamlabs. Their service is actually, I would venture to say, a simpler one. Or at least it was until they hid the alert widget somewhere. It's not, why would you not put that on the sidebar? It's like the main thing people go here for. Anyway, you get in there, it's basically choose an alert, upload a GIF or GIF, I don't care what you call it, upload a sound, etc. And it pops out a URL for you to throw in OBS as a browser source. You're set to go. StreamElements took a little bit of a different approach, and they do everything entirely web-based. So if you go in there and you go to my overlays, you can basically open up an entire editor where you can place camera borders, Twitter handles, recent subscribers, alerts for subscribers over here, alerts for followers over here. You have an entire editor open to create your scene and then import into OBS as a single source, which is really cool in and of its own. Not only does it consolidate your OBS experience down to a single browser source, but also if you have multiple streaming devices like a desktop at home and a laptop for travel, you have your entire overlay in one place, a single URL, and you're set to go. All around, while it is a little bit overwhelming for the first like 5 minutes you're in there, I think it is a much more intuitive experience. And you know, Streamlabs has been around for so long. StreamElements came about a couple years ago. I don't know, 2-3 years ago. I could be wrong about that. But I know with a company coming in and competing with someone as massive as Streamlabs, you really have to be willing to push the envelope and do something really cool. And I think they have. And I think this kind of service really appeals to 2 different categories of streamers. It very much appeals to the brand new streamers who have no idea what they're doing, and I'll get into that in the next one. And it appeals to the incredibly advanced streamers who want to add really advanced tools to their stream. We'll get into that one after the new streamer section. I feel like if you're in the middle, if you like your stream to be super simple, just like a camera and a screen or whatever, both services will do what you need them to do in terms of design and functionality, there is still a massive advantage that I'll list as number 4 actually in this list. Like, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but I do feel like this whole editing scheme works really well, has a huge advantage to the brand new streamer and the really advanced streamer. So let's talk about the brand new streamer first. This is going to be my point number 2 about why I picked StreamElements. StreamElements, like Streamlabs, has a gallery of overlays and alerts that you can click and install and use for yourself. However, unlike Streamlabs, the way it works is incredibly simple because you don't have to download any of the files and then put them into OBS manually. Because StreamElements has an editor itself, you basically find an overlay theme that you like, you click on it, you hit install, and then it creates multiple overlays, entire scenes for you, and just installs them right in your overlays tab. Or actually, it just gives you the links right up front. So you can just click the gameplay scene URL and install it in your gameplay scene in OBS. Click your intermission URL, install it in the intermission scene in OBS. Click your be right back scene URL. It's like you're basically just clicking and dragging and you're done because it sets it all up for you in OBS. You can click the My Overlays tab on the left side. You'll see them all installed right in there for you. And if you click like the gameplay overlay and go into the editor there, you'll notice that it already has your camera border. It already has your social tags. It has your custom designed and animated alerts already in there for you. You don't have to do anything except for copy the URL, throw it in a browser source. You're done. So setting up a really involved stream is like literally 5 clicks for a brand new streamer. And on the opposite side of the spectrum, where we have our advanced streamers, which by the way, this is my 3rd point of why I like StreamElements, we have a lot of really cool widgets that you can add to your scene. Like for example, there's something called the custom widget, which is basically like a blank slate. You throw it on your scene and it gives you the fields for things like JavaScript, CSS, HTML, whatever you need, and you can write out your own code and then it creates it for you. Again, all web-based. All you have to do is take that URL, throw it in a browser source, and you're done. This is actually how we did that rotating analytic that a lot of you guys are using. And because it's all web-based, StreamElements made a simple share button. All you have to do is click a link, it installs it in one of your overlays, and then you take that URL, throw it in your stream, and it's ready. I actually hired a coder to do this in Muxy for me before I switched over. And the way Muxy and StreamElements work is that if you want to use metrics on your stream, you actually have to download a folder of text files to store locally, then download a separate app. For Muxy, it's called the Muxy Ticker. For Streamlabs, it's called Streamlabels, that actually rewrites these files as they change. It's a very complicated system, and not only is that more complicated, but also in order to get a metric that actually utilizes these, I had to download Python, write a Python script that you install into OBS itself, and utilize these locally stored text files. It was very complicated. But because StreamElements is all web-based, it was as simple as writing out the code, sharing a URL with you guys, and you clicking it. And we're done. These were the biggest reasons why I went with StreamElements. I love their whole editor aspect, the direction they went with that. I think it's incredibly easy to use. I think it opens up a lot of doors for creativity, and it allows you to get some of that really complicated stuff without the complicated apps and downloads and software running in the background. But there is actually a much more important reason why I would encourage you to go with StreamElements, and that's reason number 4, which is StreamElements Pay. I'm sure none of you are foreign to the idea of donation chargebacks or PayPal chargebacks. Everyone's heard the horror stories. They happen like 5 or 6 times a year where someone donates to a streamer hundreds or thousands of dollars, and then right before the chargeback cutoff happens, like 6 months later, when the money's already been spent or whatever, the donator tells PayPal, hey, that was an illegitimate charge. I want my money back. And not only does the money just automatically come back to the original donator, but there's also chargeback fees for it. So even if the person hasn't spent the donation, the streamer's still in the negative because some sleazeball decided that this is a funny prank. Plus, even if you've never experienced chargebacks, PayPal's fees are pretty high. For every donation, 30 cents is taken plus a 2.9%. So if you get donated $1, you're gonna lose 32.9 cents on that. If you get donated $5, sure, 30 cents doesn't matter as much, you're still gonna lose 2.9%. And it's unfortunate that PayPal has done next to nothing to fix this. In fact, if anything, they've always sided with the chargebacker. It's incredibly hard to fight chargebacks unless you can hire a legal team, which frankly, You probably can't. So StreamElements has created a much more secure and cheaper solution called SE.pay or SE.pay. I'm not exactly sure the right pronunciation, but you get the point. And not only are the fees lower, so even if you don't get chargebacks, you don't have to pay as much as PayPal to use it, but also they have complete protection against chargebacks. Not only has StreamElements been creating a database of known chargeback offenders, but also if you do get a chargeback, you don't pay for any of the chargeback fees. If someone gets by with a legitimate chargeback, they take the money back from you, but that's it. All in all, that provides a much better solution and situation for streamers when it comes to something as serious as their money and their income. As far as I know, this is only available in the United States, and you have to be 18 or older to sign up for it. But if that applies to you, it's kind of a big deal. And my last favorite thing about StreamElements versus Streamlabs is their chatbot. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm a fan of an all-in-one product where I like that I can get my alerts, my donations, everything through one company like StreamElements. And Streamlabs has its own chatbot also. Don't know if you've ever used it. It is a nightmare. I used it for about 3 months, and yes, it is jam-packed with features, but it also has a lot of problems with it. For example, in order for one of your mods to actually adjust any commands in chat, not only do they have to be a mod, but they also have to be an editor. For some reason, you can't just mod them and have them able to edit commands. Also, it's not web-based, it's local. So your chatbot is actually a program running on your computer, and if you want it to work in the chat, you have to launch the chatbot, which means taking up more processing power on your computer. And if your chatbot isn't running, maybe you're off stream and someone pops into your chat, finds one of your videos, wants to type in some commands and learn about you, it doesn't work. There is no chatbot in your chat unless the program is running. I feel like I'm getting a little fired up. I need to take a breather for a sec. I'm like PTSDing using this chatbot. It was a mess. When I switched over to StreamElements 3 months ago, they told me they had a great chatbot. I've actually used it in the past, but they've added a ton of functionality since I last used that. The big thing for me is personalization. I wanted a chatbot that I could change the name of to whatever I wanted. It's not vital, but it does add a cool element of integration into your stream. So the running theme of my stream, whenever someone subscribes, we use my very first emote, which was my EUR emote, which translates to let's go. And so I created a chatbot called EUR Bot. Now it worked for both of them, but StreamElements was web-based, so it's always in my chat. I didn't have any of those issues that I had before. It was just a much simpler time, and it's very consistent. Plus there's a giant list of really cool modules that you can add to your stream to make it much more interesting. Things like bingo or raffles or even a magic 8-ball that returns a command when you ask it a question. A lot of that kind of stuff is just very simple switches that you turn on in StreamElements. So I hope that gives you an idea of some of the advantages that you have using a platform like StreamElements over a platform like Streamlabs. It seems like Streamlabs' focus lately has been more on things like Streamlabs OBS, which I'm not a huge fan of. It makes sense if you use Streamlabs and you just kind of want an all-in-one device, but it's still really buggy. I tried to use it for a couple days and it had so many bugs in it that I had to go back to regular OBS. Also, it's kind of convoluted and it does take up a little bit more processing power on your computer, which a program is bound to do when it just does more. I'm not going to go into all the details on that, but there is a video that if you want to see Streamlabs OBS versus regular OBS, I'll link to it down below. It's a video by EposVox? I want to say EposVox. Anyway, great video. He goes into it in detail. But Streamlabs is doing things like that, as well as face recognition feature for throwing like Snapchat-like filters on your face while you're streaming when alerts happen. Kind of fun things like that that only apply to a small group of streamers rather than solving real problems like chargebacks like StreamElements is trying to do. But if you decide that you want to go StreamElements, let's talk about obs.live, which, like I said, StreamElements reached out to me and wanted me to make a video on, but I feel like if I did a video just on obs.live, it would have only lasted like 3 minutes. obs.live isn't its own software like Streamlabs OBS is. It's just a plugin that goes into the current OBS. It's incredibly easy to install. Just go to streamelements.com. You can see in the top right corner there's an obs.live button, which takes you to a place to download and install it. And you basically just click through the next button until it installs. Launches up OBS, you sign into Twitch, Everything's right there for you. And now all your StreamElements stuff is integrated right into OBS. You can see StreamElements Command Center integrated right into the side as a separate widget built into OBS. So you can see all of your events like your most recent subscribers or followers or donations. You can also replay them from in there. You can see in the bottom corner a viewer count, or in the bottom left corner you can change the font size depending on how great your eyesight is. You can also click that menu tab in the top left and use that functionality to change things like the title of your stream, the game of your stream. So that's built right into it as well. And if you use StreamElements built-in media requests, where people can request to have YouTube videos pop up on your stream, or song requests, it'll show all the song requests, or I should say media requests that have shown up, and you can choose to skip them if you know they're inappropriate. Any control over that is also built right into OBS. But anyway, that's essentially what obs.live is. StreamElements integration into OBS. It's an all-in-one now. You're able to move the tabs around, drag them out of OBS itself to be separate and dependent on a different screen, for example. Anything you want it to do, it's pretty easy. And I also did some tests, not anything serious with performance, but I wanted to see if there was any difference in performance when I switched from regular OBS to obs.live. So I set up a stream in OBS, and then I filmed the screen with a camera because I didn't want any extra recording programs running. I wanted a real world situation when I might be streaming. I streamed for a little bit and got these stats. Then I installed obs.live, fired up another stream, filmed the stats, and they were almost identical. In fact, obs.live CPU usage was slightly lower. You'll notice about 0.5% of the CPU is freed up, and about 0.2 to 3 milliseconds of render time per frame was shaved off. That's really next to nothing. That may have even just been in that given moment. There are too many variables to think that that could be because of OBS Live, but the point is, it didn't go up. It didn't take up more power to have obs.live, and that's what I wanted to be sure of. Plus, because I have this all running in OBS now, I can shut down my Chrome Twitch dashboard or StreamElements control center that's now just built right into obs.live. So it will actually save me a ton of processing power, and I guess really RAM if we're talking Chrome. Yeah, saves me all the RAM. But all in all, I'm a big fan of StreamElements. Streamlabs is also great. This is not a bash on Streamlabs. I just think StreamElements is a superior product, and that's why I chose to go with it. Plus, if you're a part of the community and you want any of my alerts or animations, I often share them directly from StreamElements, so it makes it very easy for you to download and install yourself. There'll be a link down below to install the rotating metric alert I talked about earlier right into your StreamElements account. Also, all my sub emotes are on their own overlay. That way I can move them separately depending on where the camera is on my scene. And if you want to download my exact alerts with all the custom stuff I put into it, I'm gonna make it a single click button down in the description below. If you want to download the actual WebM files for any of this stuff, that's always in the Discord, but figured I'd make this one a little easier. But anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful. Feel free to ask me any questions or spark up more conversation if I missed anything in my Twitch channel, link down in the description below. And as always, happy streaming.
Hashtag give Sam a raise. Can we turn that into a command? Can we make !raise a command? And it just asks to give Sam a raise.